Good morning. I hereby call this Texas Living. Oh, we're got a feedback loop. Check 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2. All right, we're going to hold for a second.
Microphone test.
All right, checking 1, 2, 3. Still a feedback loop. The other regents could please turn your cameras on.
Microphone test. Microphone test. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Microphone test. Testing.
All right,
Testing.
check 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Good morning. I hereby call this Texas Southern University Board of Regents hybrid special call meeting to order on August 19th, 2026. The time is now 9:08 a.m. Again, all regents need to have cameras on. Is Regent Gore here?
Yes, sir.
Here. Okay, Regent Gore, I need the camera on. Thank you. Before we proceed, Faith will call the roll to ensure we have a quorum.
Regent James Benham.
Present.
Regent Lauren Gore.
Present.
Hear him.
We can't hear you, sir.
Present.
Is your
Can you
mute
hear me?
button on?
Present.
He's
Present.
being registered as speaking. It's just not going out through our speaker.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Hold on. We're gonna hold on the roll call.
Yes, sir.
Regent Gore, we're going to use you as a tester to test the audio.
Okay, great.
Now we can,
Now
now we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so please repeat roll call.
Yes, sir.
I'm already here.
Yes, sir. Regent Lauren Gore,
Present.
Regent Richard Johnson,
Here.
Regent Marilyn Rose,
Yeah.
Regent Paloma Amati,
Present.
Regent Carolyn Baker Hurley, Regent Ben Proler,
Present.
Regent Alithia Sullivan,
Present.
Student Regent Joseph Carter.
Present.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
All right, our remote regent's volume is so low that we can't hear them well. I could hear them say present, but we need their volume up. All right. Before we proceed, I'd like to address the matter of conflict of interest. Does any board member have a conflict of interest to disclose related to the items on today's agenda? All right, as there are no conflicts of interest disclosed, we'll proceed with our agenda. At this time, we're going to transition to the executive session portion of the agenda. I'd like to remind all attendees proceedings of executive session are confidential and only board members and invited guests are permitted to attend. The board will enter executive session for the discussion of specific matters as outlined in Texas Government Code sections 551.071 through 551.074 and as posted on today's meeting agenda. The time is now 9:10 a.m.
Testing. Testing. Audio testing. 1, 2.
Audio test. Audio test. Audio test. Audio test.
What's going on, y'all? You know it is Mr. Campbell. Hey, man, you know we had to show this, man, on Off Script Channel, Rocky Miller Channel, man. Sipping on Sundays on a Monday now, HBCU Coach's Corner, deep breakdown coming back. Want to say good morning to everybody, man. I hope everybody's doing well, man. Just wanted to, we got to show the business because it's public record. So we're the public. So we got to see what's going on. So down there in the great state of Texas, this board meeting is to verify the initial contract. And then after that, shortly, I would assume, that they would talk about who they want to propose to be the nominee for the said contract at AD. So, we're right here with it, man. Please hit the like button. Let your folks know that we're live. Tell your folks that we're live, man. I'm going to be in and out because I got a couple of meetings and things like that. So we're going to let the live run. If it's time for me to jump in and say something, I will. But, keep the comments going in the chat, man. Let people know, man. Hey, man, this is our community. This is what we do, man. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. What word on the street is that Ashley Robinson is the selection for the president to be the new AD of Texas Southern. Texas Southern alumni have strongly wanted to propose that Tony Wiley will be the next AD. So there has been some protests. There have been letters written. So, hey, man, we're just going to see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure, I think everybody is pretty confident that Ashley Robinson will be the person that they will put up to be the next AD at Texas Southern. Got a lot of people that have a lot of opinions about it, man. Ashley Robinson, we all know, is probably the best AD in FCS and one of the top ADs overall in all of sports. So, man, once again, proud of my Jackson homeboy. Whatever he chooses to do, stay at Jack State, great. If he chooses to move on to Texas Southern, that's his right. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I say, just hit the like button and everything like that. And we appreciate you joining us, man. Like I say, we do this for the community. Like I say, enjoy yourself at work, man. And like I say, have a good time. Guys, I've been waiting for the Texas Southern to do a little housekeeping. This always happens when these board meetings. If you've seen a stream of the FAMU board meetings, they kind of have the executive session, kind of do some of the housekeeping that they don't want on public record, things like that. So they're probably saying what the agenda is, who's here, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to drop in the chat Tony Wiley's bio. For a lot of people, that is the candidate that Texas Southern's alumni want. In the chat, you'll see his bio from him, and then I'm going to drop his Wikipedia bio. So, a lot of people I think don't know who Tony Wiley is. Very interesting career, has worked with several NFL teams, has a strong connection to the McNair family, of course, that owns the Texans. So once again, very interesting. And like I said, he's one of Texas Southern's own. But of course, Ashley Robinson can't deny who he is. Best, like I said, best AD in all FCS, probably one of the top ADs in all of football. I mean, clearly number one AD in the SWAC, would be a huge get for Texas Southern, being amazing. Like I say, he's been to Prairie View, understands Texas. He's made great hires, both men's and women's. So, like I say, Texas Southern, they need a jump start, and Ashley Robinson can be their jump start. So we'll see what goes on. Like I say, the nominee should be Ashley Robinson. I don't think they're stopping that train. But again, I'm not shocked that alums want one of their distinguished alums to be the AD. That's not. I don't know why anybody's shocked by that, because I think if you have somebody that's accomplished Tony Wiley, again, that's who you want. Michael Strahan and people like that are backing him. But again, we all know, like I said, there's no denying that Ashley Robinson is the guy. Also, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to both the Off Script channel and the Rocky Miller channel. It's Mr. Campbell running the show from the background. No camera right now needed. Once again, got stuff to do, but I wanted to bring this to you guys while I had a chance. And like I said, we're going to keep the Zoom up no matter how long it is. I'll be in and out for you guys just to make sure we got you taken care of. Again, get your discussion, give your opinions in the chat. Please be respectful. No name calling and stuff like that. Let's not get out of hand. You folks at work, act like you're at work, stuff like that. But I'm glad that you're at work. Hope everybody has a job. Hope everybody's happy. School is starting. For a lot of you got kids, I know this is a big time of the year for your kids. Some people got kids going to college. So if you got any of your kids going to an HBC, put it in the chat. Tell us where they're going. Maybe Unc might send them some money. So put it in the chat. If you got a kid that's going to a HBCU, you just tell us where they're going, what they might be majoring in. Because like I said, I'm always proud of that next generation. K Riggs, hey, my boy. K Riggs, I got a call. Hey, man, you know what it is. This time of year, got to get the wing count going, my boy. So I'm going to give you a call. Got some big things going on for Deep Breakdown this year. So I'm going to give you a shout. Shout out to K Riggs in Bar, Jackson, Mississippi. Proud sponsor of the wing segment of Deep Breakdown. My man K Riggs is in the building. Guess what? FAMU is coming to Jackson Homecoming. You know we got to do something at the M Bar with my boy K Riggs in the building. We got to bring them FAMU rallies to the M Bar. We may have a rally special drink or some special wing flavor. So shout out to my man. Good supporter of the show, man. Proud of that young brother, what he's doing. Jackson State alum, doing it big in Jackson. Shout out to my boy. That's right. You know about that M Bar. Come on, man. Let's go. Oh, bro. Listen, they already talking about it. Listen, hey, we going to the M Bar? I said, oh, man, listen. Because we brought the Prairie View folks out there to the M Bar last year, man. So, you made all your money back right then and there. Boy, yeah, boy, Rattlers, we doing something over there. Ain't no doubt about it. Me and Zoe Phillips, we're going to do a sipping on Sundays on a Thursday or something like that over there at the M Bar. Do it real big. Get it all set up, man. When the Rattlers come into town for Jack State's homecoming, we got to do it. We got to do it. Shout out to me. I don't care what nobody say. Crook is a troll, but you know what that boy do? He hit the like button and he show up and watch. So you know what? That's all we care about. So Crook good with me. As long as you don't be around here talking about nobody's mama and nobody's children, man. Everything else, I kind of let you slide. But shout out to Adrian Cook. And that brother got a job. So if he got a job, he all right with me. But that's my guy. Because he comes in every time, he watches the show, hits the like button, and he trolls the hell out of folks. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's go. Keeping Up fam in the building. The arbiter of truth, justice, and Ed Reed. Fat Mouth Sports in the business. He's a Seminole, but we let him come over there across the tracks to hang out with the Rattlers. We'll be on tonight. Hey, man, you know where I will be tonight? ONG Strike Zone over there with Kelvin and Brian. Hey, man, they're putting together the Family Avengers together to talk about the Rattlers season. I will be on there tonight talking about the Rattlers. We're going to have an honest conversation. So you come on and check us out. I think that's that. I think we're coming on at 9. But the ONG Strike Zone starts at 8. Keeping Up fam was Ed Reed hired. Ashley Robinson's first hire. But I don't care what no one say. Hey, Chris Dishman telling y'all about to show some folks something. Because Chris Dishman ain't one of them folks that like to take disrespect. And folks already got that man out the door. Coach Dishman, show them folks, man. Show them folks. G-Boom in the building. Part of the PV-12 in the house. Deputy Mario, my guy, in the building. Got Mr. Kincaid, always a big support. See, people like Kincaid is my spirit animal because you know what? He shows up, but he shows up with them dollars. Always supporting Alcorn, doing it big. Kincaid, know I'm rolling that Escalade down there for when FAMU rolls into Alcorn. I got to get down there early so I can get me a spot. So Kincaid got me covered on that. Mr. Carey in the building, Jackson, Mississippi, in the building. Just want to highlight this quote, man. Prayers to my man right here. Said, amen, for a job, was on the hunt for a year. God is with you. That is awesome, man. Hope you do well at the job, man. Take that thing over. Do your best job. And I tell you, like my mom always told me, if you always show up on time, it's hard for them white folks to fire you. So just always be on time at your job. And that's for all the young folks out there. Never be late. I've been a manager and managed people for 40 years. And the one thing I tell all my young people, especially my black ones, don't never be late. Because the first thing the man will do to get you up out of there is talking about that you're late. So always be on time for the job. Congratulations, man. I hope you do well on that job. Shout out to Pastor Quan in the building. Just doing a quick roll call while we're waiting and stuff like that. Please hit the like button when you get a chance. Shout out to EA. Shout out to EA. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You said circling. Okay. Hey, EA, text me that link. Where you see that at? I can put that up real quick. It said that he signed it last night. Let me go find that. Hey, send me that, send me that text and everything. Tell him Crook. See, Crook, no, Crook, hey, listen, quiet, Crook come from a good family. Mom and daddy, hard working alums and stuff like that. That's why Crook can keep that job. That's why he can mess with people all day. Because he keep him a job. That's what we got in the building. Wayne Morgan's in the building this morning. Absolutely. Let's go. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that. Come on, man. Hey, man. Hey, listen. This is one of my day ones right here. B Starks in the building. Let me tell you something, man, right here. See, this is one of those people. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care who don't like this. You got a lot of people that get on these chats, on these stations, be talking bad about folks, talking about that. But let me tell you something. This is a real alum. He go to every game. He gives money. He supports his fraternity. And he minds his business. So this is the type of brother that everybody respect right here. Shout out to B Starks, because, man, he is a true rattler, and he puts his money where his mouth is. So can't nobody say nothing bad about him. And in any of these chats, not to say that they would, but he's the difference between a person that talks money than a person that talks you know what. Shout out to B Starks. And shout out to all the alums that actually give money to their schools and not just be talking bad about folks back and forth. Because it's always amazing to me, the people that talk the most ain't got now dollar. And if you go ask them how much money they sent to school, it get real quiet real quick. They must not want this meeting to start. Hey, Jay Spitter, appreciate you watching. Now they're doing a little bit of housekeeping. And this kind of what happens in these board of trustee meetings. Again, if you watch FAMU, you've seen us do it and stuff like that. But they got to go live because that's part of their little law too. So they're going to show it. But we want to have it all ready to go. G Boom said, I had a supervisor get mad at me. Hey, man, listen, that's on him. So what? Because guess what? What he can't do is say you were late. So he can be mad. Now, unless you was on that clock early. Now, was you clock riding? Because hold on now, boy. Was you out there like popping in early, getting on that check? Because then he can do that. Because when I worked at IBM, I had a bunch of these young cats. And I told her, hey, be on time. So, all right, Mr. Cam, I'm going to be on time. We good. So I think they had to be at work at 8:30. So them boys roll in and would clock in at 8. I'm like, what y'all doing? Well, Mr. Campbell, you told me to come here early. I said to be on time, not to clock in early and then you go sit and chill in the back. No, they ain't doing that. JJ say, listen, what contract? So far, office letters have been signed. So I'm not sure what contracts guys talking about. Now, JJ, what they are doing in this meeting, and this is public record, they already have a contract outlined on the Board of Regents site with no name on it, outlining what the duties are, how much they're going to pay. So there is a official contract. Now, I have not seen a contract with anybody's signature on it, but there is a contract. Shout out to said brass productive people. PV versus everybody channel, said come in, and just causing a ruckus out there. But that's okay. That's good for the PV folks. You know what I mean? Doing a great show. He's giving some folks some nicknames, but they giving them some nicknames back. But man, hey, listen, man, you know me. None of that stuff bothers me. As long as you don't talk about my mama, I don't care what you say about me. So, check out. I think, said you on the night, or do you come on Tuesdays? Or you on the night? Because I think if said is on the night, you know them PV12 folks gonna be wearing this thing out because they've been wearing other people's fan base out, and especially about Ashley Robinson. Man, y'all boys been wearing out. But shout out to Said Brass, productive people. I think it's on Wednesday nights. Now, hey, look, hold on, Said. I'm gonna say this to you. One thing you not on time is when your show start. You ain't been on time yet on that. How about that? So how about you work on that for your show? Be on time. Be having folks waiting. PB12 be up in the building, hitting the like button, and you come in 30, 40 minutes late playing Eloise. Eloise should have been playing at exactly the time. Come on, man. There it is, PB12. They got a PB12 rolling in. Keeping an eye on their rivals in the building. See what their rivals are going to do. PB12. 107. Hey, section 107, man. I'm telling you something. I'm coming down there just to sit in that section. Just the fact that y'all got a name of a section, I'm pretty impressed with that. So I'm going to come check that out. J Dot in the building. Jay Spitter. You think this is a good gig for Ashley Tank? Let me say this, Jay Spitter. I think Jack State is a great job. Think you can't go wrong with it. But I think, like with anything, you see this happen with coaches in the NFL and college. You saw just with Calipari in Kentucky. Sometimes you've done everything you can do somewhere, and you feel and sometimes you want a challenge. And Ashley's young, and I think he's the type of person that he has the and I'm saying this positively, the arrogance, the ego, and say, you know what, I could transform Texas Southern. I could put that on. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to shut it down. Be quiet. Hey, I got to shout out my class. That's one of them 88 boys right there in the building. Come on, man. Kevin Crawford in the building. 88 boys in the house, FAMU. We raised that money too. He put that money where mouth is too. We raised that money too. 6 figures. How we do it for FAMU, going to $500,000. That's how we working it out. That's what we do. Can't nobody talk about me. Because guess what? I got receipts. And I got receipts for several schools. How about that? It went back. I thought the white lady was getting ready to get started. Hold on, let me go back to first of all, you ain't making your haters wait, bro, because the people that be waiting be the PV12. That be the majority of the people that's watching. We come in just to support it. I actually come in to support Lionel, make sure his channel get. But say you all right with me, so you're pretty funny. So I watch. So no, you be making your supporters wait, my boy. Yeah, like I say, that's it. Hey, is this a song from a PV person that made this song, something like that? It's a pretty little dope song. It's really one of the back in the day songs. Look at this. Do show CP time. Oh, man. Come to the 50 way to get litty. Oh, man. G Boone said, did my regular shift and then saw me as a threat and wanted to change my hour from nights to days. I put in my retirement. Okay. Not put in your retirement. Yeah, that my boy got a retirement pension. You hurry up. See, Mickens, it is going to turn the fan fool. See, we got to get Texas Southern name. What is it? Texas Terrible or something? We got to give that case. We ain't on no family foolishness. We got allegedly our house in order. But hey, Coach Quinn Gray got them boys going to class, got them boys fired up. Coaches doing right. It's a totally different vibe at FAMU. And you'll be able to talk about it. Listen to us tonight on G Strike Zone. FAMU Adventures in the building. Mr. Campbell will be on it. UAB just opened the 80 position. 80 rounds of my net. Wait a minute. Look at this. All right, here we go.
Executive session is concluded. We have reconvened in open session. Executive session is concluded. We have reconvened in open session. The time is now 10:02 a.m. Faith will call the roll to reconfirm a quorum.
Regent James Benham,
Present.
Regent Lauren Gore,
Present.
Regent Richard Johnson,
Here.
Regent Marilyn Rose, Regent Paloma Amati,
Present.
Regent Carolyn Baker Hurley, Regent Ben Proler,
Present.
Regent Alithia Sullivan,
Present.
Student Regent Joseph Carter.
Present.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Faith, for confirming. We still have a quorum present. We'll now move on to the academic affairs. Actually, before we do, I just wanted to acknowledge we have our National Alumni Association President, Donald Greer, here. Just stick your hand up, please. There he is. So thank you so much for attending. It's always good to see our Alumni Association represented. Appreciate your service greatly to the university. Thank you for being here. We're going to now move on to the Academic Affairs, Research, and Student Life Committee portion of the agenda. Regent Rose, you have the floor.
Thank you. Academic Research and Student Life Committee met and approved one item for presentation to the board today. Request for approval of annual House Bill 127, Texas Education Code, Chapter 51B, which is the compliance certification and updates to research security and protection law policies. Dr. Kyle Goodman, please present this item and provide any insights or consideration regarding this matter.
Thank you and good morning, Committee Chair Rose, Chair Benham, President Crawford, and Honorable Regents. I would like to bring to the mic VP John, as well as Attorney Theory, who will present Senate Bill 127.
Good morning, Chairman Benham, Committee Chair Rose, Honorable Regents, President Crawford, in-person and online audiences. I am Dr. Michelle John, and I will share the executive summary that will support Texas Southern University's House Bill 127 compliance. Texas House Bill 127, codified in Texas Education Code, Chapter 51B, establishes requirements and safeguards to protect institutions of higher education from foreign adversaries, China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and Russia, including provisions related to research security, foreign gifts and contracts, academic partnerships, student organizations, international travel, sensitive information, and education software. Texas Southern University has undertaken a comprehensive review of the legislation and applicable implementation guidance and has coordinated implementation efforts across the following university areas: university leadership, Office of General Counsel, research, compliance, human resources, student affairs, information technology, procurement, and finance. These areas have worked collaboratively to implement the statutory requirements and to establish appropriate institutional controls. The university has completed substantial implementation measures, including my appointment by the Board of Regents at Texas Southern University's Research Security Officer, and this took place on August 28th, 2025. We have established the university's research security program through the adoption of the Board Policy Section 463.1, which implemented the required annual student organization certification process, reviewed international academic partnerships, enhanced international travel approval monitoring, reporting, and record retention requirements, established policies governing prohibited software, and establish policies and processes for reporting and investigating suspected violations of House Bill 127 per the statutory requirements. As mandated by the statute, the university reviewed and updated its ethics and conflicts of interest, and Attorney Theory will be able to speak to or answer any questions about this map 020205. This incorporates the foreign adversary gift prohibitions and reporting requirements that are set forth in House Bill 127. Additional administrative controls have been implemented for research security screening, foreign gift review, Federal Section 117 reporting, and maintenance of documentation necessary to demonstrate compliance and support future state auditor reviews. A new global university policy dedicated solely to the governance and implementation of House Bill 127 requirements was created and published, as well as internal standard operating procedures for affected departments. These policies and procedures are in full administrative compliance with the applicable HB 127 requirements. The Board of Regents must submit its fiscal year 2026 certification no later than August 31st, 2026, which is before the beginning of fiscal year 2027. Because House Bill 127 provides that the university may not expend fiscal year 2027 appropriated funds until the required governing board certification has been submitted to the designated state entities. Accordingly, the university administration has coordinated compliance, documentation, board actions necessary to ensure timely certification and uninterrupted access to appropriated funds for fiscal year 2027. Following board approval and execution, the Office of General Counsel will submit the certification to all 4 statutory required recipients: the governor, the legislature, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and the Higher Education Research Security Council. This final action will conclude the board's statutory required duty to certify compliance with House Bill 127 for the applicable fiscal year. I now yield to Attorney Sean Theory, who has used her legal prowess to create Texas Southern University's roadmap to institutional compliance with House Bill 127, map 010501. Attorney Theory.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, President Crawford, all members of the board, and all of our guests here watching. As you heard from Dr. John, the item before you today is certification of House Bill 127, the implementation of that bill. Dr. John laid out all of the statutory requirements of the bill. What we wanted to do is to be sure that we had one global institutional policy that recognized each component, each statutory requirement of the bill, so that anyone who needed to come to our university to see how those operations are implemented could be directed to that direct policy. And in doing that, that is map 01.05.01. It is entitled Foreign Adversary and Research Security Compliance. The map establishes all of the responsibilities of the university offices, which are charged with implementing and documenting compliance. Importantly, this map does not replace existing university policies and procedures that already governed certain activities. Instead, it cross-references and incorporates these existing requirements where appropriate, while establishing the additional procedures necessary to comply with Chapter 51B. There are multiple departments that are impacted. Dr. John laid out many of them. We call it the roadmap to institutional compliance, and that is what this policy does. I have a chart here where I can go through all 10 of the statutory requirements if you would like me to. I don't know how exciting that might be for you, but I'm here to say that we laid out the requirements and then we matched them and made sure that we checkboxed every single requirement in this policy. So we are 100% confident that we have met every statutory element. With that, I conclude.
Thank you for the presentation, Attorney.
One more action item. We wanted to be clear for the record, Chairman, President Crawford, and board members. The procedural aspect of this certification requires a signature from both the president of this university and the chairman of the board, which I believe you have the form before you. We are required to take that and upload that to the website, the web portal that the state created, so that we can officially implement our certification. So if that action is taken today after the board rules, we will need that form back so that we can, in the Office of General Counsel, upload the form and officially certify today.
Thank you. Dr. Goodman.
So Regent Rose, Committee Chair Rose, that completes our request for approval from the board for House Bill 127.
Thank you, Dr. Goodman. The action requested is approval. I move that the request for approval of the annual House Bill 127, Texas Education Code, Chapter 51B, compliance, certification, and updates to research security and protection law policies be approved as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
It was moved by me and seconded by Regent Brawler. Are there any questions or discussions from the board members? Seeing there's none, we will now proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? The motion carries and the item is approved. This concludes the Academic Affairs, Research, and Student Life Committee report.
Thank you, Regent Rose and Dr. Goodman. We'll now move to the Personnel and Litigation Committee portion of the agenda. Regent Amati, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Personnel and Litigation Committee met and approved 3 items for presentation to the board today. The first item is a request for approval for the appointment of Mr. Clyde McNeil as Chief Audit Executive. Dr. Ronald McKinley, please present this item and provide insights and considerations to the board.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Chairman, Honorable Regents, President Crawford, and colleagues. I'm pleased to recommend and bring forward the request to approve the appointment of Mr. Clyde McNeil as the Chief and Audit Executive for the university. Mr. McNeil has a very distinguished background. Most recently, he has been an academic with Peer Review University, where he has taught auditing for a number of years. Prior to that, he practiced in a number of very prestigious firms, such as Arthur Andersen, KPMG, and PricewaterhouseCoopers, where he was an audit executive at a number of levels. Mr. McNeil has a master's degree and also a bachelor's degree. He is a CPA, and he has also, over the last few months, been doing a very nice job for us as our financial, if you will, our audit advisor. So we certainly recommend the board approve his appointment. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley. The action requested is approval. I move that the request for approval of the appointment of Mr. Clyde McNeil as Chief Audit Executive be approved as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
The item was moved by me and seconded by Regent. I'm sorry, I couldn't see on Zoom who seconded.
Proler.
Seconded by Regent Proler. Are there any questions or further discussion from the board members?
Regent Amati, it's Regent Proler. Mr. President, just for the public, can you clarify the reporting structure of this hire?
Certainly. So as you know, Regent Proler, the best practice for internal auditing reporting is that the internal audit component of an institution functionally reports directly to the Board of Regents. In our instance, it will report to the Board of Regents via the Audit and Compliance Committee. And then as an administrative reporting, it reports to the President to execute the taskings that come from the Board of Regents. That's the reporting structure for this, for the university's internal audit component.
Thanks, sir.
Any further questions or comments?
Nope.
If there are no further comments, we'll now proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries and the item is approved. The second item, which was approved by both the Personnel and Litigation Committee and the Athletics Committees prior to being presented to the full board today, is a request for approval to appoint the candidate as Vice President and Athletic Director and to negotiate and execute a 5-year employment contract. Dr. McKinley, please present this item and provide your insights for the board.
Thank you, Committee Chair Mahdi. Appreciate that. I'd like to, we are recommending the approval for the appointment of Mr. Ashley Robinson as the Vice President and Athletics Director, and then the authority to negotiate and execute a 5-year contract with him for that purpose. Mr. Ashley has an extensive experience as an athletic director in a number of institutions, and he has won a number of awards and has produced considerable results over a long period of time. Most recently, he is the athletic director at Jackson State University in Mississippi. Before that, he was at Prairie View A&M here in Texas. Before that, he was with Mississippi Valley State University as the director of athletics, and Prairie View A&M once again earlier in his career. And then also at Southwestern Atlantic. He was the Southwestern Atlantic Conference Assistant Commissioner. So Mr. Robinson has a distinguished career as an athletic director. He's been a vice president now for the last 15 years, and we certainly recommend his appointment to this important position.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley. The action requested is approval. I move that the request for approval to appoint Ashley Robinson as Vice President and Athletic Director and to negotiate and execute a 5-year employment contract be approved as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
The item was moved by me and seconded by Regent Gore. Are there any questions or further discussion from the board?
Yes, I have just one comment to make. And what I would like to see going forward is, alumni and students are major constituencies at all universities. And as we move forward in terms of the process, making sure that alumni are well represented. I heard that we have our national alumni president with us today to make sure they're well represented, particularly when we're looking at critical leadership positions for the university.
Any further comments?
I think it'd be good to hear from the president on the process that was followed, both for this hire and for the next item. So you can walk through the sequence for the process. So everybody can hear the dates, times, and what was followed.
So following the resignation of Coach Johnny Jones as the head basketball coach at Texas Southern University on April 23rd of this year, the university posted for the acquisition of a executive search firm to run both the AD search as well as the head basketball coach search. That posting was a 14-day posting, and that was required by law as the minimum amount of posting period that we had to meet. On May 7th, the responses for those postings were due. The evaluation of those responses were completed on May 21st. And at that time, the company DHR Global was identified as the highest ranked respondent and was then went into contract discussions to hire them as the lead for for both of these searches. That initiated on June 3rd and was completed, and the public announcement was made same day that DHR Global had been identified to conduct national searches for both the athletic director and for the head basketball coach. The search kicked off on June 4th. The June 4th through 10th was the phase one, was planning and preparation within the institution about priorities and strategy to pursue candidates for these roles, June 11th through July 1st. Targeted outreach was engaged in to begin candidate recruitment. Then on 23rd through the 24th, DHR was on campus and had stakeholder engagements with various constituencies of the institution. And then from July 2nd to the 15th, candidate assessment and interviews took place. On July 16th, prior to that, an internal advisory committee to the president had been convened. It involved it was composed of one coach, one dean, and an external athletic director, sitting athletic director at an institution, a Division I institution outside of the SWAC, to serve as the advisory body as they considered the candidates. 6 candidates were submitted for the basketball coach and the AD to this committee. The phase 4 was the due diligence process that the DHR Global conducted. That was July 16th through the 31st, looking at the background of the candidates. 10 candidates participated in virtual interviews for the AD. In-person interviews July 23rd to the 21st, where 4 candidates was conducted for the AD. July 30th through the 31st, in-person men's basketball interviews took place with 4 men's candidates finalists. On August 11th, a public announcement was made that candidates have been identified to be submitted to the board for consideration, and that board process commenced on the August 17th through the various committees of Personnel and Litigation Committee, Athletics Committee, and then to be voted on and brought forth to this board. That was the process that the university conducted to arrive at the nominations.
Yeah, for both positions.
Both positions.
Hey, thank you, President. I appreciate that. That was Regent Amati. Thank you. That was the only thing I had.
Thank you, Chairman. Any further comments or questions? If there are no further comments, we'll now proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Any abstentions? The motion carries and the item is approved.
For the record, that was a 5-2 carry.
The third item, which was approved by the Personnel and Litigation and Athletics Committees prior to being presented to the full board today, is a request for approval to appoint the candidate as head basketball coach and to negotiate and execute a 5-year employment contract. Dr. McKinley, please present this item and provide your considerations and insights on this matter.
Thank you, Committee Chair Amani. Yes, the recommendation is to approve the appointment of Coach Corey Lowry as the head basketball coach and negotiate and execute a 5-year contract with him for that position. Coach Lowry also has a very distinguished career and successful career as a basketball coach and also as a director of player development. So he's been both a head coach and an assistant coach. He's currently assistant basketball coach at Seton Hall University, who also won the 2024 NIT championship. He's been a head coach for 12 of his 21 years as a coach, as a basketball coach. 10 of those 12 years, he was named the coach of the year in his conference. He has a winning record of almost 80% in his overall career in those 12 years as a head basketball coach. And it's actually 0.784. That's pretty close to 80%. I personally believe that's an outstanding record. He was a head basketball coach at Lincoln University, at Essex College, Middlesex College, and he's been assistant coach at Bloomingfield College, and he, of course, at Seton Hall, and he was the director of player development at St. Peter's University. So we certainly recommend his appointment to this important position.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley. The action requested is approval. I move that the request for approval to appoint Corey Lowry as head basketball coach and to negotiate and execute a 5-year employment contract be approved as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Sorry, I couldn't see who that was on the Zoom.
Chairman Benham, second.
This item was moved by me and seconded by Chairman Benham. Are there any questions or further discussion from the board members?
Yes, I would just like to make sure that I reiterate as we move forward in terms of our processes, looking at critical leadership positions, that we strongly include the faculty, staff, students, as well as the alumni, because those are incredibly important constituencies to any university. And those are my comments.
Any further comments? If there are no further comments, we'll now proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Any abstentions? The motion carries and the item is approved. This concludes the Personnel and Litigation Committee report.
Thank you, Regent Amati. Thank you, Regent Amati and Dr. McKinley. We'll now move on to the Audit and Compliance Committee. Regent Sullivan, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairman. The Audit and Compliance Committee met and approved one item for presentation to the board today, which is the request for approval of Annual Senate Bill 17, which is a duty imposed by Texas Education Code Section 51.3525. It is a compliance certification and an updated diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives university policy. Ms. Annette Linders will be presenting virtually. Ms. Linders, please present this item and provide any insights or considerations regarding this matter.
Thank you, Honorable Regent Sullivan. Good afternoon, Chairman Benham, President Crawford, Honorable Regents, present and online guests and participants. My name is Annette Linders, presenting with Dr. Melissa Flores, Compliance Partners with Texas Southern University. We are here today to present the annual compliance certification requirement for Senate Bill 17. I am presenting the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board's 2026 certification form included in your compliance packet. Dr. Flores, please proceed with a summary of the certification requirements.
Thank you, Annette. Chair and members of the board, my name is Melissa Flores, and I will be presenting on Senate Bill 17 as codified in Texas Education Code 51.3525. What you see on your screen is a copy of the certification submission form for SB 17 as outlined by the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. Texas Southern University has a suite of both documents that are signed and approved and actions that we take in order to meet the 12 certifications that are listed on this form. I know that all of you have had an opportunity to look at that documentation. I would ask if there's any specific questions regarding those documentations before I go into a discussion about how we have met compliance with this requirement.
Any questions?
Okay, with no questions, let me just draw your attention to the screen. If you'll see on the right of the screen, there are some check boxes. These check boxes are outlined for us to certify that we meet the different requirements under SB 17. SB 17 specifically establishes restrictions on creations, operations, support of certain diversity, equity, and inclusion offices, programs, and employment practices. Each one of those certifications asks that we specifically certify that we are in compliance. As I mentioned, what we do, just to give you a little more a broader understanding of what we do as in our program, is we have a human resources certification where all employees in the human resources office certify that they are acknowledged, that they understand their responsibilities under this law, particularly as it pertains to hiring, as it pertains to promotions, as it pertains to such prohibitions regarding disability statements or commitment statements, also with respect to training. We also have asked that our executives, dean level, and directors certify their understanding and, acknowledge their understanding under this law regarding those specific prohibitions. We also do a policy review. We we do a training for both the Human Resources Office and the Procurement Office to assist them in understanding their responsibilities under this law. We provide a compliance memo to the president that outlines all of our efforts to demonstrate compliance. As you can see in those certifications, it goes down to all of the requirements under the law, specifically regarding the restrictions on certain diversity, equity, and inclusion offices. You'll see a box there that requires us to upload the documentation that supports our compliance certification. And those, you've seen those documents. Those are the documents that we will upload. And then the last thing that we do is we provide the electronic signature acknowledgement and consent form. This from the president of the institution as well as the chair of the Board of Regents. What that form does through a wet signature is authorize us to input their name electronically on this certification form. It gives us consent to do that and authority to do that. Once we've done that and submitted those two electronic submission forms or electronic signature acknowledgements and all of the documentation, then we can certify by submitting the information that we have complied with the legal requirements under SB 17. And just to give you a little bit more information, we are also required to provide this information to the legislature, but we only have to do it through one submission, and that is through the submission under the continuing board. And that is done pursuant to the instructions from the coordinating board and also the information from a meeting that was held where the continuing board offered frequently asked questions, and they indicated that by submitting all of the documentation and the certification through their website or through this portal would satisfy the legislative requirement to submit. Are there any questions?
Hey, Regent Sullivan, it's Regent Proler. Quick question for Dr. Flores. First, thank you for doing this work and for Ms. Linders. So I see here, this will be an annual submission. Okay.
Yes.
And then do we ever get notification back from the coordinating board on compliance from their point of view?
I have not received anything, any response back regarding the information that we have submitted. Certainly, if they are
What is going on, y'all? Hey, Mr. Campbell here, man. Listen, had to bring you this breaking news. Texas Southern has a new AD. Ashley Robinson has now been officially confirmed as the new AD for Texas Southern. He leaves Jackson State with, like we showed last night, some of his, I think I'm Sipping on Sundays, some of his various accomplishments at Jackson State. And now he has a new challenge. It's going down to Texas Southern. So what do you guys think, man? Very interesting, you know, how they move forward with it. The president said there was this guy. Clearly there was discussions that had to be had with A.D. Robinson to talk about if he was interested in the job. Clearly he was. That's why his name was put forward. Texas Southern alums wanted Tony Wiley. And apparently, which I'm curious about, who were the four candidates? So we know A.D. Robinson clearly was one, was Tony Wiley two, and who were the other two candidates that applied for the job? So, hey, man, we're here, man. Listen, come on up. Like I said, I don't have a phone line set up, but if you want to jump on, I'm going to drop the StreamYard chat, see what you think about it, man. Also, they hired, hold on, let me do this again. Talked about, I just dropped in the chat. What was the guy's name? The coach that they just hired? There we go. TSU's also hired Seaton Calls assistant head coach Corey Lowry as the new men's basketball coach, which sparked protests with student athletes who insisted they wanted intern Jerome Chapman. There were some issues that they said with Coach Lowry's background, but clearly that wasn't enough to stop the president from selecting him. He does have a great background in coaching. He has a winning record, and I think he'll fit well. Texas Southern, as we know, is a basketball school. That is what they lay their claim to fame in. They also had an outstanding track program in the past. Texas Southern is one of the largest schools in the SWAC. I don't know. Southern passed them as the largest school in the SWAC, but I know they used to be the largest school. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 3. They're in Houston. You know what I mean? They're in Texas. So I'm pretty sure the first thing that they want to make sure, and Ashley Robinson is going to work with Coach Dishman, is how do we make Texas Southern into a championship football team, which is going to be very interesting. Coach Dishman is in his last year of a 3-year contract. So a big year for Coach Dishman. So again, I think that's one thing about it, that's going to be a storyline that's going to be talked about all through the years. You know, every win, every loss, what does that mean for Coach Dishman's job? Ashley Robinson will come in there. I think he'll do a great job. I think there was discussion about Tony Wiley, but I think there's no doubt that everybody knew that Ashley Robinson was the best candidate for this job. And hey, listen, shout out, ain't no taxes. That 350 go 350 for a good little bit. Now he in another tax bracket federally, but that's okay because they ain't nipping at his money. And then, you know, hey, listen, it's facts. You know, Israel Carey said it right. Like, listen, anybody that doesn't wish him well, what am I even saying this for? Anyway, because I ain't about to get in that people think I'm talking about them and I'm not. Anyway, bottom line is that, yeah, I mean, he's a brother. Hey, look, first of all, I'm gonna wish him well because he's from Jackson. Anytime you see a brother that come from Jackson, Mississippi and go make $350,000, I'm proud of you. So proud of you, A.D. Robinson. Hey, man, now you got to come on Sipping on Sundays on a Monday, talk about your new job, talk to your Jackson homeboys and stuff like that and everything. So, yeah, you know, I think that this is just great, man. This is just really great. But, yeah, I don't think anybody. Now, what I am curious about, and I don't know if he's still around, PV people just was losing their mind talking about this hire. So what are they going to say? So now Texas Southern, your rivals, have a great AD in place. He's seen his track record. Actually, he has a track record with you down there at Prairie View. So you know what he's done down there. Clearly, you've seen what he's done at Jackson State. What does this mean for the Prairie View Texas Southern rivalry? Are you guys saying, okay, now they got serious. Now we got to step our game up? Or at PV, we ain't worried about it because we got Big Bad T-Jack. So, yeah, I'm just kind of curious about that to see what it is. But, you know, one of the things is Prairie View can say a couple of things that, again, historically, they are the SWAC basketball champions. They are the SWAC football champions. So those trophies sit in their trophy case. Texas Southern has been the basketball power in the SWAC. And now what does that happen? Do they reclaim that title and then go work on football? We shall see. Hey, listen. Yeah. This is just a business, you know. So, hey, I had to watch it. We threw out some names on Sipping on Sunday on Monday. Some very interesting names that I can confirm. So you got, from my understanding, you got 2 factions. You got who President Gregory wants, and then who the alumni want. And so we can't act like that Jack State not about to do the same thing because those are 2 different people from what I understand. And nothing's wrong with that. The alumni should have a right if they feel that somebody's going to help that they're going to support. That's what the alumni is for. Not saying they should make the decisions, but we're going to have the same thing. We'll see how that goes down because you've seen some chatter on social media about who she should hire or if she does it, XYZ. But hey, Dr. Denise Gregory is a great person. She is Jack State true blue. So I think she's going to do best what's for the university. So we will be monitoring that. And trust me, if that comes up, we'll show that live and everything. So hold on. So G Boone, what do you say? 5 years of TRS will give him what's that? Give Horn a better retirement with other years in the age system. Okay. So yeah, so so that's going to be very interesting. What's going to happen over at Jack State? So there, like I said, there are names that'll be mentioned. So I'll say this in the chat. Who do you guys think, based off? And again, we can do this because people speculate all the time. Who do you think is going to be the next AD at Jack State? Who do you guys think is going to be the next AD? I'm curious about that. What do you think? Who do the Jack State people want? Jack State people, y'all in the chat. Who do you guys want? As the next AD. Again, TC Taylor, I think, again, will, as we talked about, will definitely probably have some input in who he feels should be the next AD because I know he wants to have a great Hey, my man says Hakeem. Yeah, Hakeem came down there. So, hey, I think that might be great. Just, continuity. A lot of people like continuity. People know him. He knows, as Coach Cole says, he knows where the bathroom is at. So, yeah, I think that's just going to listen. If this right here happens, no, wait. What I'm going to do, I'm going to say this right now. If this happens, trust me, I will not open my mouth about this at all. Because nobody about to do no 8-hour show on me for whatever reason that they like to do. So no, I'm not about to mind my business. So here it is. Better question, will be a JSU. Well, that's the question. Again, that's the question. I don't know. Is Hakeem a JSU alum? I don't know that right offhand. I know he was at Valley and everything. So I'm curious about that. So, hey, listen, how about this? You know what? Let's talk about this right here. Because we did a show, HBC Coaches Corner, maybe about 3 weeks back, and we had Kyle Mosley on. And we took a deep dive. And matter of fact, let me pull that up again, of the Texas Southern Board of Regents. And they did not look like us. And I'm going to pull that up. Give me a second, because we're doing this on the fly. And it's just disappointing. And when you look at this meeting, there's no way, if you just didn't know what was going on, be honest. Y'all could have thought this was Stephen F. Austin, Tarleton State. What's the other FCS schools down there that's white? Any one of those. It's Sam Houston. Well, I guess Sam Houston's not FCS, but you know what I mean. None of the big schools. This is what is crazy. I sat back and I saw that, and I'm like, man, what are we doing here? And this is, like I say again, here's the thing. I don't know these people, but we did a deep dive. Majority of these people went to Harvard. I'm gonna share the screen of the but I'm sorry, you should have some background at HBCU to be on these boards. And again, I know every board is not true. I understand that, not arguing that, but you're not, this makes no sense. This is Texas Southern's board. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And these are the people that determine. So you got white guy, looks like a black guy, black woman, white woman. Oops. This is the one, I think this is the woman that was like, she didn't want to be there. White woman, white man. I'm assuming this is a black woman. And then they've got the kid. So again, does this look, if you didn't know this was an HBCU, would you have thought that this was an HBCU board? Honestly. And do you guys really believe that because you went to Harvard, that you understand the history, tradition, and the challenges of Texas Southern? I'm sorry. And like I say, if they got a problem with that, I got a right to say that. Because again, HBCUs had a specific mission. And that's why we should have board members that reflect that. It's just, oh, Sullivan, she's black. Okay. All right. Thank you. And like I say, okay. Good. Okay. And again, I wasn't saying that disrespect. I couldn't tell. I mean, she looked, like I say, she's mixed. She could be Hispanic and everything. Shout out to my nephew, Nick, man. This boy right here is my guy, my nephew. He do good work, man. He's trying to get kids in college, things like that. Follow Nick. I watch every single BOT meeting at Bama State. I'd be horrified. See, thank you. Thank you. Now, I will say, and I won't say what school, but I know a certain school, all skin folks ain't kin folks. I'm just going to say that, and I'll leave it at that. So that's the thing. What is it? This kind of looking at it. Like, shout out to Yard Talk. Yard Talk, where did your kid? Did your kid go? Where's your kid at school at? Because I know you dropped your kid. I think this is the second year. Shout out to her. Will, what you got here? Let me start the Tony Wilder to Jay. Now listen. That would be so hilarious. What do you think the mass meeting and the folks over there at 1400 Lynch Street will do if that would happen? Okay, who is this? Like I say, Regent James Breen, sir, the chairman of the team. Okay, see, exactly. Yeah, this is this. So, okay, okay, you say a lot of schools are like this. All right, I'm going to say this. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Southern people, y'all in here, does y'all board look like this? Let's do a roll call. Southern, does your board look like this? You can put a yes or no. Prairie View, does your board look like this? And I'm talking about majority. Okay, not saying that there are not people of Caucasian background on board. I'm talking about majority. Prairie View, roll call. Let's keep going. Grambling, what about you? Valley, Jackson State, Alcorn, Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Florida A&M. Who am I missing? Bethune-Cookman. I guarantee you that nobody. Oh, right. No, I'm talking about all skin folks. Ain't care. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Hey, Mr. Bugs is in the building. What's going on, Mr. Bugs? Yeah, man, you know we got to hold it down. I got a meeting at noon, but I'm going to hold it down because we want to bring the news. But yeah, man, it's just, it's disappointing. Now, the thing about, here's the interesting thing, which thank God for the president at Texas Southern. Because let's be honest, and again, won't name a certain school, but we have seen people that are qualified for jobs not get hired. So I give the president, at least the white folks went along with the presidency. Shout out to the white people that at least said, okay. And because listen, white folks will get white on you. And it could have been a mystery candidate that popped out that would have been a Tim Scott type guy, because that was quick on my mind. What if they had to pull that out? That the president wanted A.D. Roberts, they would pull the Tim Scott guy out. Say, hey, he's black and he really represent the university, and he'll be one of those guys say, well, I went to Texas Southern homecoming one time, and he's a University of Texas graduate. Or better yet, Texas A&M where really ain't no black people. That would have been such irony that they would have a black guy that went to Texas A&M that would have been AD, and then they would have rubber stamped. But I am super happy that they didn't do that. So, A.D. Robinson, again, knows the SWAC. He is the best AD in the SWAC. He knows how to make great hires. It's going to be very – now, what I am shocked about is that they gave that coach a 5-year deal, and you got a new AD. So, again, I think that clearly – because they knew they were going to hire Ashley Robinson. You're not going to tell me that Ashley Robinson did not know that guy was going to get hired. There is no way that was it. Nick, what you got Nick say? Well, I'll say both. Is I'll be at you have the best. Well, hey man, and listen, okay, Ivy, she an interesting little thing down there. I don't know if she's still the governor. I know y'all got a governor's race going down there, but yeah, so yeah. hey, listen, this was a conspiracy theory that I put out last night, and this is a joke because again, I want to be very respectful because we have coaches that work hard. So this is I'm telling you, this is a joke. Dion has a health issue at Colorado, not feeling too well, and he retires. A year later, he won a coach, and now all of a sudden he died in Texas Southern. Let's go. Now, unfortunately, his grandson ain't old enough to come play football. So I don't think Deion will be there long enough for his grandson to get old enough to play for him. But could y'all see Deion at Texas Southern? Could y'all? That is crazy. Wait a minute. Yeah, hey, happy birthday to y'all talk. We're gonna show you some love. Hey, put your cash app in the chat. Somebody want to give you some. Somebody might want to give you some. Somebody might have a crush on you. Or if you're married, no disrespect, because I don't want to be making nobody mad. You guys hold on one second. I got to do one. Now, this boy right here about to graduate. Shout out to my nephew. Talked to him a couple of days ago. Proud of this young man. About to be a Southern alum. Working that thing in engineering, man. This is what is best about HBCUs, man. I can't wait to see this young man walk across the stage. Guys, send me a picture. And when you go across the stage, my boy, and everything like that. Got to do it. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Just look at some of the comments. New 80 had to know the new basketball coach. And you know what? Hey, Mr. Parker, hey, man, Mr. Parker, you look sharp in that picture, my boy. What you do? You look, hey, you a congressman or something? If not, hey, if you are, man, holler at your boy. Had to know the new basketball. Hell, it might have been his high. You know what? See, Mr. Parker, are you an HBCU alum? I'm curious. If you are, that's why you got that clairvoyance. You know what? There's no way that he did not know this. There's no way he would not know this. Hey, shout out to my classmate. If Prime with the Texas, he would run the SWAT. Man, listen. I'm gonna say this: when I heard the Deion thing, I said it's a couple places Deion ever went. Jack State was always my first because of what Jack State and all that. FAMU was number 2. And for Deion's character, not to say Prairie View wouldn't have been great, but I'm just talking about the pomp and circumstance of it. It would have been Texas Southern 3rd and Southern 4th. Because it fits his personality. It fits his bravado. And down there in Houston, and see, Deion ain't got no problem. See, this is what would be great about Deion at Texas Southern. He be calling out the alums. Oh, wait, you can't show up for the games? We can't sell out. These kids are working hard. That's what we doing. And of course, Deion say, gotta say God bless and all that. Deion would say, I know what it looks like. Texas Southern. I know what it looks like. You gonna tell me we can't spend a couple of hours in Houston? Man, Deion would be, oh my God. Deion would be Deion with that, my boy. You say that's not even a plausible conspiracy. Why not? Because I tell you one thing was plausible. Let him not have a winning record in Colorado. How about that? Now, you want to bet me on that? See what happens. Man, don't play with me. Come on, man. Do not play with me. So, like I say, shout out to Franklin, man. Franklin won. Hey, Miss Faye's in the building. Franklin's in the building. Listen, I'm going to keep highlighting my classmate. The Texas talent, exactly, would be outrageous. He down there. Kevin know that. He down there in Dallas. He know what's going on. Listen, Will, hey, Will, a JSU guy. Come on, Will. Come on. See, you know what I like about people that are just honest. We just having an honest conversation. This ain't no disrespect to no other school. We just having a conversation. Come on, let's be honest. That would be crazy. Y'all talking, say, hey, the Dallas Cowboy fan, hey, I didn't even think about that. Because let me tell you what is true. Because, hey, shout out to Rocky Miller, my co-host of HBCU Coach Corner. Rocky's a Cowboy fan. Rocky, as he freely admits, didn't know nothing about HBCUs. And I'm sure he was a Deion fan, but of course he's a Cowboy fan. That's how Rocky got into space. There was a bunch of people that were Cowboy fans that were following Jack State. That was big. And he brought a lot of those fans, and a lot of these fans are still here, and I'm glad they're still here. Like Mr. Bugs. Mr. Bugs is still here. Rocky is here doing shows with Coach Cole. We got a lot of people that came over, and I'm glad that y'all are still here because you got to see what our culture is. You got to enjoy it and stuff like that. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. We are not. But that's so great. It is great to do that, man. So listen. All right, I got 6 minutes before I got to go ahead and make me some money. But hey, listen, in the chat, what do you guys think? Okay, you got Ashley Robinson here. What I'm gonna say this: how many games does Chris? Because here's the truth, and this is nothing against Chris. Chris Dishman's contract is up at the end of this year. That's just facts. No matter who the AD was, so he would be evaluated for a new contract. How many games does Chris Dishman have to win that you guys think for AD Robinson? Let's keep this thing going. We can build with you. How many games that he's got to win? Now, hey, 107. I understand what you're saying, but how many games does he have to win? And let me ask you this: in those wins, who does he have to beat for Ashley Robinson to be happy? That's what I'm curious about. Hey, listen. Okay, I'm gonna leave the second name alone. But I'm just gonna tell you, word on the street, that Dr. Gregory and A.D. Bryant, it's kind of like that guy, A.D. Bryant up in Jackson. And I'm just gonna tell you, see, A.D. Bryant coming, he's bringing Scott. I'm just letting y'all know. Scott ain't gonna be on 1400 Lynch Street. Low say, hey, you know what? I think that's the number. I think this is the number. But okay, in the 8, who does he? Okay, in the 8, what 2 wins he got to have in that 8? That's what I'm curious about. What 2 wins in that 8? My nephew said 7. Y'all talk. I ain't got no problem with that. She Graham fam. I think she'd be good at Grambling. I'm gonna say this, and I want to be clear. I want to say this on the record because stuff gets around. I don't think anything is wrong with A.D. Sykes. I think at the time, she just wasn't the fit for FAMU. And it's about fit. Look at, she's at her alma mater now, thriving, killing it. So guess what? That's a better place for her. Same thing with Grambling, probably a better place. Every place don't fit. Hey, man, listen, I don't like country music. I don't fit in no country music place. Nothing wrong with that. So everybody's acting like everybody's a good fit for everywhere. No, they're not. And there's nothing wrong with that. So people will, people are bashing her and all that. No, people weren't. So I think she's thriving. And I think going to Grambling will be great. I don't be honest with you, I don't think she's a fit for Jackson State. I'll tell you that because, again, I know Jackson State in a fit for Jackson State. Now, all that people just riding her train, they riding her train because to be messy. But for Jackson State, there are other people that I think understand the Jackson State and understand what's going to be needed to elevate Jackson State, right? So, because there's some things that have to be done that, and again, you know how the legislature tries to do Jackson State. They don't want to give them money and stuff like that. So you need somebody that's gonna be, you know, in tune with the alumni and everything. So hold on, Mick. Okay, Mick, I like this. He has to be PV and the polka dot Panthers. Oh man, and you know what? I agree. Yep. I agree. I agree. I think this is his key to success. So he's got a big one with Central to get to that 8. If he can get that one, that's a great out of conference win. Labor Day Classic. Remember, it was one play away last year, but Prairie View is not the same Prairie View last year. But again, if he gets that, that means he'd be in the driver's seat for the West. And then there's a big showdown against Grambling. So no, I think that would be a real deal. Well, listen, man, I tell you what, I might come on a little bit later to talk about this. I've got a noon meeting, but man, I really appreciate everybody coming in, watching on the Rocky Miller channel, watching on the Off Script Network. You knew we had to bring it live. Once again, Ashley Robinson, the new AD at Texas Southern. Now there is an official opening at Jackson State University. We will be watching that to see who will be the next AD at Jackson State, because unlike what MEAC Mike said, that is a destination job. It is not a temp agency job. So we'll be watching that. Of course, you know, we'll give you the news and notes. If people going to call your boy, Mr. Campbell, you know, they're going to tell me what's going on. That's one thing about it. People like me enough to call. And if you're out there, give me, hey, you know how to find me. Send me the information, what you know what's going on, so we can give people accurate information. Because we got too many people on Twitter and on social media that have no idea what they're talking about, which is crazy to me and everything. But man, hey, man, everybody have a great what's today? It's Wednesday, right? Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy your lunch. Oh, tonight I will be on ONG Strike Zone. We're talking about all things FAMU. Tonight, I think, I haven't got confirmed, HBC Coaches Corner, it will be a coach from Allen, but it'll be Coach Cole and Rocky at 9 p.m. So, man, everybody have a great day. Appreciate all of you all, man. And like I say, love all you all. And I'm going to say one thing, man. Football season going to start. Support your teams. And I'm going to be a good citizen. You know, I want everybody to find them a secondary team. Find you a secondary swag team that you can support. And then let's see if we can all get together. But, man, hey, one other thing, too. Me and Zoe will be back on Monday, sipping on Sundays on Monday. So, man, everybody have a great day. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm out.